Hey, what's up? This is Roy from myfangate.com. What we're going to do today in this tutorial is show you how to hook up Google Analytics with your FanGate page. That will help you for your page while it's on Facebook, as well as if you sync it with any other, with your website or a microsite or anything like that, or on a mobile device. In addition to that, once we do that, we're going to also show you on-click events, which basically you could attach clickable events to your outbound links. So if you're doing something like in this case where it's like buy my album, you can see not only how many people view the page, but you can see how many people click to go buy your album. If you connect that to how many people buy your album, you start to get a really good picture of the user experience, which I always feel like is the most important thing in creating a successful campaign. So we're not going to get too much into Google Analytics in this tutorial. We will do that in another one. Right now we're going to just focus in on how to actually connect it to, which is super easy, and we're going to run through that right now. Right here on Facebook we have a page for New Hollow, She Ain't You. It's a really basic page, so it's just the background image, it's a banner image with an alpha channel and an embedded video. If you don't know how to do that stuff, we do have a 101 tutorial that's already up there that should be right above this one. Just click on that. It's really straightforward to build, and it will give you a good foundation for using the app. I went on my dashboard, I clicked on edit this. We're going to add widgets right now. And then you'll see like the three modules that kind of make up, or the two modules in the background that make up this page. You see right here, there's a spacer that you could grab and expand and pull down to have this banner show up in the correct spot. Here again, you'll see that it's just check out a new video for She Ain't You. It's just white text with an alpha channel, as opposed to a PNG, which would block, which the background would show up as a solid color. And then a video embed. So what we want to do is we want to track how many people are viewing this video. And if you click on Google Analytics, you'll see right here there is a space for a tracking ID. There was one when I clicked on it just because we already had it hooked up, but we're going to show you how to do it from scratch. If you're doing this for the first time, this field will be blank. So anyway, so I'm going to go into Google Analytics and sign into your Gmail account. Just Google search Analytics, and it's going to take you to this page if you haven't already set up an account. If you have an account already set up, we'll show you that as well. So we're going to click on sign up, and it's going to ask for the web page information. For this, we're going to just call it New Hollow. For the site URL, just go in there, www.myfangate.com. Industry category, obviously, just choose the appropriate one. And then for this, we'll set the time zone. And for the account name, we'll also call it New Hollow. We'll call it Music Video. I'm going to uncheck these things, but that's totally up to you what you want to do. And get tracking ID. Oh, can't have a backslash. Can't have a trailing backslash on the end of that. So, so accept it, and you're done. It's pretty easy. Now, there's some other options that you kind of click through. For the most part, we just need this. So the code's already embedded in your page. You just kind of need to fill in that one variable, which is the code ID. So we're going to copy, paste, save changes, and click next step. You either save draft or next step. Either way, it's going to save it. If the page already exists, it's just going to refresh what's already there. So, anyway, so I'm going to refresh this page right here. Now it's going to look exactly the same because the only thing we actually changed was we just added a tracking ID. So now if you go to Google Analytics, and you'll see, you could set up the different options. For the most part, we're just tracking this thing right here, and you got to give it a little time to actually detect whether it's on your web page or not, because it's not going to find it right away. But if we click on Home, we'll start to see. Obviously, we have no visits, but if we go to the overview, it should start tracking the first visit very shortly. This is the easiest way to kind of test whether or not someone's on your page, whether the tracking code has been correctly installed. There you go. So what I did before was I refreshed the page, but it wasn't showing that I was in there. So what I had to do was I held down Shift, and I clicked the the little reload current page, icon in the browser, which is right next to where you type in the link. And what that does is that does a refresh where it actually gets rid of it flushes out the cookies. So in other words, like, you're not pulling from the cache, you're actually calling back to the server and saying, give me the most current up-to-date information. So as you see, this confirms that our tracking code was put in correctly, because you can see one person visiting page, and that person is me. And then you click on, you can see, the source, I'm in Facebook, as well as the actual page I'm doing, and my location, which is right there, which is Freehold, which is correct. So that basically just confirmed everything is totally good. So what we want to do now is we want to create an on-click event for this. So let's go back into the page here, new hollow. We'll do an edit of that page again, and we're going to create an on-click event. So on-click events, what are they? They basically distinguish what people are clicking on and create individualized events for them. So in other words, if we had a page and 50 people visited that page, and then maybe 20 people clicked on one link and 5 people clicked on another, that gives us some really good insight of how people are consuming the information on our page and which links are the most popular. And I would say that the most important thing that you always want to do is track every step of the process. So if they're clicking on something, in this case, they're clicking on going to buy an album. If you then could connect it to analytics on the iTunes side of things and see how many people buy the album, you could really see what they're doing and where things are kind of going wrong. And if they're going wrong at all, or where things are going good, and then put more efforts into that. So anyway, so we're going to add some Google Analytics to a clickable event, in this case, buying the actual album. So I'm going to add a spacer down here at the bottom. And, actually, hold on. Let me spacer right there for now. And then I'm going to move it underneath the actual video. So that should give us some space over there, some breathing room between the actual video. And then we're going to put a banner image here. So same thing, just click the banner image and drop the banner image there. So I already have a banner image that's already made up. It's right here. And if I just kind of click on it, it's hard to see because there is the alpha channel where you kind of see through it. But basically, if you double click it, you'll see it says, like, click here to buy the album on iTunes. So that's what we're going to load in. So let's go ahead, hit browse, desktop, which is where I saved it for now, iTunes, and we're going to load that in. Boom. So that's it. So so now we can confirm that it's in there just by clicking on the next button, and if you scroll down in the preview, it's right there, except it's not clickable. It's just a banner image, at this point. We want to make it clickable, and the way we do that is we actually kind of do the two processes at the same time. So we make it clickable and we track it as an individualized event all in one step. So we basically click here, it's a Google Analytics button, and you'll see that 2 images show up. So to go back to here, the image that shows up is, here's image number 1 and here is image number 2. Pretty straightforward. So we want to connect it to image number 2. So we click on the Google Analytics button. I already have the link here in iTunes. Copy, paste. Click here, paste. Save changes, and go to next step. Cool. So now the difference is same thing as down there, except when you scroll down, you see with the mouse, it turns into a little finger that turns into a hyperlink. So now if I click on that, it takes me right to where I want to go. So now you can make any headline or banner image a clickable event. So in other words, check out the new video for She Ain't You. We can make that clickable. We can make that whole kind of area clickable. And if that led to someplace else, or even the same, you could actually connect it so each one of those links lead to a different area to buy the album. So one could lead to Amazon, one could lead to iTunes, and you kind of could get a sense of, through trial and error, of like where people are most likely to click. In this case, we're thinking people are going to look at the video. The video is the content driver, and then right underneath it is the call to action. Click here to buy the album. Call to action is just literally saying, do this right now. So it's available on iTunes, and click here to get it. So now if we go back into our analytics and we go into our standard reporting, it's not going to show up now because it doesn't register that quickly. However, I'll show you where it does show up. If you go into content right here and you go into overview. So now let me see if I'm going to change the date to actually today, which is January 3rd. Hit apply. And again, it's not actually showing up, but if you go into content and just go into overview, you'll actually see here's events, but it's not going to show up because it doesn't actually do that quickly. But give it like 12 to 24 hours for it to actually show up, and you'll start seeing a clickable event. So you'll see how many people are actually clicking on it. Today we just did one click before, so give it some time. You'll see that it actually shows up, and then that's pretty much it. You have your page. You can go back, republish it. Everything else should just update the current page, and you'll be ready to roll. So if you have any other questions, just feel free to reach out to us, and keep an eye out for more tutorials. Thanks.